Hey, hi, it's Shelly. And today I'm going to make, in the Deluxe Cooking Blender, a chocolate pudding. This kind of a chocolate pudding, homemade with like egg yolks and cream and all of that good stuff. And it's from the recipe out of our quick cooker, which is our pressure cooker, which is like the Instant Pot. So this is one of the recipes out of there. And rather doing it in the bowl and putting it on the dessert setting, which gently steams your stuff so you don't have to do a water bath, I thought that I would try it in the Deluxe Cooking Blender, which has a sauce function, and it will temper eggs and do that, all that beautiful stuff. So it is unbelievable and so easy. So I'm going to show you how we do it. So whether you make this same recipe traditionally in a pressure cooker or you make it in your blender like I do, you're going to want to try it. So we're going to start with a half a cup of milk, and a cup and a half of whipping cream. So I'm using the liquid measure. This is the easy read measuring cups, and I can see looking down in accurately. And there I am at 2 cups. If you don't have this set, it is so nice. All right, so we pour this in. To this we add, this is as hard as it gets, I promise you, 1/3 of a cup of sugar. And again, this is the dry measure, so the measuring cup set, which if you're not a baker like Patty, or by the sounds of Linda, and it kind of is off-putting, there's one thing that will make it a little bit easier is to have liquid and dry measures. And honestly, it takes some of the guesswork out and it's more accurate and your results are going to be better, and it's just, life is easier, and so why not? So liquid measures take into account, the fact that liquids kind of go a little bit up at the edge, and when you fill them, like if I wanted to put liquid in here, I'd be like spilling it. So you don't have to worry about spilling it, but you look accurately looking down in, so you don't have to tip your head over to figure out, if it's full. And then for dry stuff like sugar and flour, you scoop it in and you use the leveling tool to level it off. And it's amazing, that extra little tablespoon or so that gets removed so that it's an accurate measure. So 1.5 cups of cream, whipping cream, 1/2 cup of milk, 1/3 of a cup of sugar. So this is an organic sugar. I don't think it matters. And then I already separated 4 yolks and 1 whole egg. So I'm going to put that in. Try not to splash on myself. We're going to add 1/4 teaspoon of salt and a little bit of vanilla. Oops, I forgot to take that out. Hold on 1 second. All right. I never measure vanilla accurately. But you know what? In this kind of a recipe where it's such simple ingredients, the quality of your ingredients makes a really big, big difference. All right, oops, I folded this out. Let's check. Cream, milk, yolks, egg, sugar, vanilla, salt. The water that it calls for in this recipe is just for the bottom, so we don't have to worry about that. And the chocolate gets put in at the end. So I put it all in here. I put the lid on and I set it on the base. So if you've never seen this before, let me tell you that it is everything that I ever wanted my Vitamix to be and more. And it's cheaper. And I have a Vitamix, so I know what I'm talking about, I think. And so the Vitamix heats by friction, and it does heat stuff up. This actually cooks it with an element, and if you run it long enough on just friction, it's going to get warm, just like the Vitamix. But the fact that it has an element changes everything, and then it's been programmed to be really smart. So it's like having a French sous chef sitting on your counter all the time. I think He should be called Emil, maybe? I keep thinking Emil. I don't know. Anyways, so it does like cheese sauces and um, vegetable purees, like from raw vegetables, and cooks them, and they boil, literally boil in here. I've done nut butters. They're so smooth. My own combinations, and I do my own alternative milks as well, because it comes with this fine mesh straining bag so that it's literally so good, and it's only what you put in it. So you cannot put a thickener in, carrageenan or whatever, and you can just stir it to or shake it to mix it again. So I love this, but it's like the sauce function that is my absolute favorite, because sauce does things that I can't do or don't know how to do or don't have the patience to try. And sauce also does the things that take me a while to do, and it does them better. So things like gravies, it'll make your gravy like beautiful, velvety, smooth gravy. It will make, so if you've ever been a gravy fail, you might want to, check this baby out. And so it is also available using our host program. So $4.49, you could have it tomorrow, well, next week. Just order it. If you've been looking at a Vitamix for a while or been saving up for one, you need to check out the link that I'm posting with this and get it. Just like read through it, get it, give it a whirl. You can also host a party and get it half price. Sometimes you can get it 60% off. And like, when can you ever get a big, powerful blender like a Vitamix at that kind of pricing, of course? So that's one of the reasons that I love our host program. All right, let's turn this baby on. And how we just turn the button and we go to the sauce function. So as I turn it, it lights up, it moves it over. So it's on soup, heated puree, jam. It makes jam too, by the way. And now sauce. The temperature setting that it's aiming for, if you can read that, is 176 Fahrenheit. And I literally press the belly button to start it. It's now at 57 degrees. And what it's going to do, it's going to, like, it's right now, the heating element is coming on. It's going to heat gently. It's going to whir, like stir for a while. It's going to heat gently and stir for a while. And this is how it has the patience to gently bring the temperature up very, very slowly, which is where you get that velvety texture that most of us don't have the patience for. And so it will make you hot chocolate as well. So here's the thing is, when I first got it, we decided, oh, let's make hot chocolate, and not realizing it takes like 30 minutes for anything. Anything on the sauce function takes about 30 minutes just because it heats so slowly. And so it felt like it was taking a long time for hot chocolate because we really only wanted a couple cups. And so you might not use it just for 2 cups, but if you want the best hot chocolate you've ever had that is so smooth and so delicious, then just throw it in here and you don't have to do the stirring. You can literally put your milk in here, press the sauce function, and walk away. And when it brings it up to temperature, it'll have like a whole level of froth on the top. It'll be really smooth, perfectly warm. And then you put your favorite chocolate in, let it sit for a minute, let it melt, just whir it gently until it all dissolves and mixes in, and pour it into your glasses. It is so easy to make. And it's so delicious. So you can make all your homemade, perfect, beautiful things that the high-end stuff that you might not otherwise make, like it'll even make homemade hollandaise, like a proper hollandaise, which I still haven't done. I use it for so many other things. Anyway, so ask me questions if you have any questions. What I'm going to do is pause the video while it just keeps doing this. It's now up to 86 degrees. You want to listen to me? And you know, I'm gonna sit here and watch this mix. So I'll start it again when it's really close to being done, and we'll put the chocolate in. I have my chocolate, 300 grams of chocolate. This is the kind I recommend. Oops, I stuck it to the counter. Oh my. This is one of my favorites, but you pick the kind of chocolate that you love and get 300 grams of it if you want it to be super rich. And then get a bunch of little, I use these little wee jars because you don't want too much of this pudding. It's so rich and chocolatey and delicious. But you see, I'm going to show you the whole finish end of it, what it's like, adding the chocolate, pouring it into the jars, and you can see how it wants to set up as it's cool, as it's being poured. All right, we'll pause for now. All right, I think I'm recording again. So it just went beep, beep, beep 3 times at me. It's saying 183 degrees and it's telling me to add. So what I'm going to do is cancel the sauce function right now. And what I'm going to do is add my chocolate. All right, without splashing, hopefully. There we go. Now I'm just going to let it sit for a moment just to let the chocolate kind of, you know, soften. And it's literally cooked. I have a cooked pudding. So if you were making a creme brulee, it's ready. And you would pour it into your ramekins, you would do your sugar topping, broil it, and they would be done. You might want to actually, I shouldn't say it quite that fast. They're cooked, you pour it into the ramekins, but then you have to let them set and cool a bit. So once they're back to room temperature, then they're ready to go. And you can either pop them in the fridge or you can serve them. I actually really like the chocolate pudding served at room temperature. So what I usually do, so I have 12 these little tiny jars. What I do is I put the lid just a little bit offset as they're cooling. I don't really want it to make a skin, but I don't want it to steam inside either. So once it's down to room temperature, which takes maximum an hour, I just put this on, put the lid on, and stack these in the fridge. There are 12 little like pots de chocolat in the fridge for a good day. You know, when you just need a little chocolate, or you're having, you know, you had a really nice meal and you think, we should have something, so you can just share one or don't share one. It's a really fabulous Valentine's dessert, just saying. Okay, so I'm going to pretend that this is ready. What I'm going to do is just hit the custom blend and press start. Basically stir the chocolate in. So there's all these manual settings also. So what I'm looking for is all the little chunks of chocolate to be completely gone. I'm trying to speed up. There's a couple little bit on the back that you can't see. You know, life is good. What? Oh my goodness. What can I say? So you can see that this is set. That's set. It's like the real deal chocolate pudding that we didn't have to work for. And I'm just going to put that in here and I'll show you. Hopefully I can do this. You can see it wanting to set up as I pour it in there. There we go. So, can you see? They just like quiver a little bit. They're ready to go. So I'm going to finish this off. And of course, if you have questions, just ask in the comment, or if you just want to ooh and ah, or tell me if you think it's good. Yeah, I'd love to hear your comments. And I think every kitchen should have this. Honestly, I've just started some almond milk. So I'm soaking my almonds in some water. And then after 4 hours, it will be ready to blend. And then my almond milk will be done. So there's a couple kinds of the alternative milks that need to soak for 4 hours. Some of them don't. They just need to soak for like a half an hour. Oh my word, this smells like, do you know what it smells like in my kitchen right now? Do you have any idea? All right, I'm gonna stop talking. Pause this. I'm mesmerized by the chocolate. Can you tell? Oh my word. Y'all need one of these blenders, just saying. All right, bye for now.